All right, next up we have page 90 of the lab manual. This will be an anterior view of the skull. We're going to start with the frontal bone, or the forehead, the frontal bone, or the forehead. Next we have the sphenoid bone, the sphenoid bone. Next we have the zygomatic bone, the zygomatic bone. Next we have the nasal bone, nasal bone. Next we have maxilla. That's the upper jaw, maxilla. Next we have the ethmoid bone, and I feel it necessary to pull this out so we can take a look at the ethmoid bone. It's such a fascinating bone. Let's pull it out and look at the ethmoid bone. There we go. Now let's look at the vomer. The vomer. It looks like a plow, like a field plow. Next we have the mandible, the lower jaw, the mandible. Next we have the zygomatic arch. Not really easy to see from this angle, but it's the zygomatic arch. Next we have the superior orbital fissure. Superior orbital fissure. There's one on either side. Right below that, we have the inferior orbital fissure. The inferior orbital fissure. Next, we have the mental foramen. This is in the mandible. The mental foramen. We have one on either side. And then lastly, we have the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. The greater wing of the sphenoid bone. And you have a greater wing on either side of the skull.